And now for my next project of the day. I get to go ahead and unscrew what some freaking dropout Stevie Wonder Helen Keller driving school reject went ahead and did to the flatbed trailer the other day. Apparently while Kim had it loaded down with hay, she stopped at the store, somebody went ahead and backed smooth into it, hard enough to go ahead and bend the axle. Bent the front axle, and of course it pushed the fender onto the brand new tires. And of course, being on the other side of the trailer with a full load of hay, Kim didn't notice that the fender was cutting into the brand new tire. The fender I could care less about. I'm going to go ahead and put plate steel on those things anyway. But in the meanwhile, I really could have gone ahead and used a nice straight axle, and I damn sure didn't feel like buying a new tire. Well, my friends, there's what a brand new trailer tire, been on the trailer less than 6 months, this is what it looks like when the fender goes ahead and cuts into it and tears it down to nothing. And then there is the axle. The axle is in fact bent. I was kind of hoping maybe I'd go ahead and get away with spinning or welding on a new spindle, but no, it's bent where the spindle, or actually where the axle shaft or axle tube itself goes into the spring perch. So I can go ahead and buy a new axle tube and 2 new spindles, so I can go ahead and fix this and buy a new tire. Again,
what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
okay, so after a side-by-side comparison, driver's side of the axle is 34 7/8 of an inch. The passenger side difference between the two axles is 34 and 9/16. So there's a 5/16 difference on the passenger side where the front axle got bent backwards. So yeah, I'm buying new pipe, new stubs, and a new tire. Thanks.
Damn it, Bobby. You left the nuts off.
All right, time to get out the wrenches. What the hell size wrench is that? I don't know. I'm gonna go with 13/16. There's 13/16 and feels like maybe 3/4. 13/16, hell, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Well, let's see here. There's 13/16. Yeah, that ain't it. Time for Dad to get his fingers calibrated. That's 13/16, but the other one's bigger still. All right, since my fingers failed the calibration test, try 7/8 back here. Hey, we got a winner. Okay, time to get the gun. Okay, I got no fancy camera crew, and so I'm gonna shoot this left-handed, and that wrench is gonna spin around and should lock into the bottom of the bed floor. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Well, in case there's any doubt, you can pretty well see the bend looking down on it from the top. All right, so here we are. It's really windy out today. I'm not gonna be running a whole lot of video while I'm doing this, but I've got the new axle tube, welding the spring purchase to it right now, and then I've got brand new stub axles to go ahead and put in. I'm using drill stem because that's all I get my hands on, and so the inside of the tube diameter is a little bit on the small side. So I'm going to go ahead and take the big propane torch, heat the tube up, and I've got the stubs chilling in the freezer right now. There's the new axle stubs. They've been in here for about an hour now. They'll be in here for at least another hour or so, and I'll get those out, get everything ready to go with that. And there's the new axle tube. The new spring perch is ready to go. I've got the rust cleaned off when we had to weld the perches on. Everything's all centered up, 80 inches center to center. And then that'll be ready to go. Like I said, I'm going to take the big propane torch and heat the ends up. enough to go ahead and hopefully slide everything in without too much beating. And there we have it. The new perches are all welded on. Took the wire brush to them, got them cleaned up. So there's that. Same on both sides, centered up on the axle and square. And so they're ready to go. All I gotta do now is go pick up my spare tire, or actually not my spare tire, go pick up the new tire that's getting mounted up at the tire shop, and then I'll go ahead and take the big propane torch and heat this whole assembly up right here, and then hammer in the new stubs that are in the freezer. Alrighty folks, we're fixing to go ahead and fire up the big flamer here to heat up the end of the axle tube, get good and hot. And then the axle stubs have been sitting in the deep freeze now for a couple hours. They're good and cold, so hopefully between the two, the tube expanding and the stubs contracting, they ought to fit in there just fine. And if not, well, we've got some other application tools as well. So let me go ahead and put the phone down, fire this sucker up, and we're gonna start. Yep, survey says no freaking way. That's all she went in, and that's all she's gonna go in. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and take the flap disc and take a little bit off of the stubs. Hooray! Alrighty, so after clearancing the frozen spindle with the flap disc, I took a couple of thousandths off of it. And lo and behold, it went ahead and tapped right in. So now all I gotta do is go ahead and weld things back up on this end. The other side, I went ahead and I clearance, and because it was wedged in the hot pipe for a while, it's still kind of swollen. So I'm gonna let that one rest for a little bit. It's back in the freezer, and then I'll go ahead and whack it in. But yeah, we're coming along. It's fixing to be a new axle here before long. And I'll go ahead and clean all this little dirt off of right there. Get it all nice and pretty. Go ahead and put the new spindles on, or excuse me, not the spindles. These are the spindles. Go ahead and put the new hubs on. Everything's already greased up. I'll go ahead and put, like I said, I'll clean that up. I'll get some fresh grease on there, and we'll be good to go. Brand new axle, and all about $200 and some of my time. But you know, Mr. Hit and Run couldn't go ahead and suck that up. Oh, goodness, no. Okay, so while we're waiting on the other stub to go ahead and cool back down, I'm going to go ahead and weld this one in. I had to go ahead and cut a couple of relief slots on either side of this tube, just a little ways in, to get the other stub out, because it froze into the bore about an inch deep. These actually go 2.5 inches deep, so it's back into here. And I'm going to go ahead and weld that back up anyhow, so it'll be fine. Weld this. I've got a piece of heater hose, actually radiator hose, over the new stub surface, so I won't go ahead and get any slag on it. And apologize for the wind. It's Oklahoma and it's March. Okay, so there we have it. This stub's welded on. Go ahead and I welded up the two relief cuts. You can see right here. Normally when I put these stubs in, I go ahead and do a plug weld and then weld all the way around where the backing plate meets the axle tube. Since I had the relief cuts in there, I did a plug weld, but there's plenty of penetration on there. Everything's nice and tight and snug now, so it should be good and solid again. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and clean up that spindle here in just a minute, and I'll put the new hub on once I go ahead and get this other stub in. So there we have it, almost done. And there we have it, one hub done, pump full of grease, ready to go ahead and be put back into service. All you gotta do is go ahead and get the other hub onto the new spindle and get it set, pump it full of grease, and then the axle goes back in the trailer. Or excuse me, the axle goes back in the springs go back onto the trailer, and tires go back on the hubs. We have a functional trailer again. Ah, beautiful day, even if it is windy. Well, there we have it. It's a trailer again. No more bent axle. No more shredded tire. Got the aerodynamic fender leading edge delete with custom venting. Right here, check this out. Top of the fender there, look at that. Speed ducting right there. See that? That is built for speed, fans. That is going to make all the difference in the world dragging this trailer around. Okay, not really. I may be redneck, but I've got this 10 gauge plate steel that's left over from Ethel's bed floor, and I'm going to be going ahead and cutting that down and making fenders to go ahead and delete all that bullshit, because those things are used up. I've had that trailer for 24 years now, I think, and the fenders have just been slowly getting boogered up as time went by. So yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and put real steel up there and make them almost moron proof. Well, there we have it. It's all fixed now. Hit and run damage set me back a little over $200, not counting my time. It's fixed, it's done. Lesson learned. Just stop, leave a note, take care of the stuff. It's $200. You know, why be stupid? You know, this is a simple thing. It was a simple fix. A little bit time consuming, but that's just because I didn't have parts on hand. So, not a big deal. And it's windy as all get out. So, y'all take care, be good to each other, and stay safe. We'll see ya.